Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Sorry for the short notice. This was just brought to my attention yesterday by Court K. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Who is in here now? Hello, Crime Story Diva. AV made it in. Rowdy made it in. Glenn's in. Muscles is in. Sarah's in. Rexy's in. Hello, Jack. Bonnie made it in. Like I said, Court K sent this to me yesterday. And my face about fell off. Here it is, Father's Day weekend. We're supposed to be celebrating our dudes, cooking out, going to the lake, watching Tombstone, giving them their neckties, socks, and new underwear. Hello, peas. And this story comes out. I'm already reading the comments. I'm not commenting back. I don't mean comments on my channel. They're talking about guns. They're talking about drugs. They're talking about mental illness. Hello, Jinbug. People have known how to get high since the beginning of man. People have known how to get drunk since the beginning of man. Mental illness is not new. It is not new. The gun did not plan this for the last 3 or 4 months. He did. There is something coming down on our society that I will have to talk about in another show. I won't get to it too much on here. But this is beyond scary. The Bible says in end times, wrong will be considered right and right will be considered wrong. This attack on our children is ridiculous. Ridiculous. People, Lisa, you're right. People are losing their damn minds. He was crying like a 10-year-old that didn't get a new bicycle on his birthday in court yesterday. There are people that are taking up for him. There are people taking up for him. And by him, who I'm talking about is Chad Doerman, 32. He has been charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder after deputies found him at the scene of a triple homicide on Thursday. He allegedly, which he did because he confessed, lined up his 3 young sons, ages 3, 4, and 7, and executed them. He's also been planning this for months. Execution style. Let's look at a little bit of the backstory. Alicia said, my best friend's husband booked him into jail and having dinner with them tonight. Alicia on the scene. I need to hear all about this. Thank you. That is awful. I feel very bad for your friend.
The way with that breaking news, we've been following it all evening. Clermont County Police investigating a shooting involving multiple children. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Jacobs.
And I'm Ashley Kirkland. This is all unfolding right now along Laurel Lindell Road in Monroe Township. Now we have live team coverage from the scene. We begin with WLWT News 5's Jatera McGee with the latest on what we do know. And Jatera, what can you tell us? We know it's a tragic situation.
Absolutely, Ashley. And you can tell by the scene around me that it's definitely calmed down from earlier today. A very chaotic and tragic situation unfolding this afternoon. The first calls to 911 started coming in around 4:15. So here's what we know. Again, the shooting happening on Laurel Lindell Road. It's close to an auto body or an auto shop here and also to the Monroe Township Fire Department. We do know that there are multiple victims. We do not know how many or their conditions at this time. Unclear how many may have.
Okay, this is one of the earliest news releases. Welcome, Casey. Casey says, I'm from Clermont County. Moved to Michigan. This is heartbreaking. This is horrible. This is one, I can't say trigger warning enough. This isn't one that I can make light of in any way, shape, or form. Casey says, my ex-husband lives on that street. Got to go call my son. Please do. Please do. Okay, so they said in this clip, they don't know the conditions. All three boys are deceased.
Have survived this shooting. We're also working to learn what happened to the shooter. We know that there is no longer an active threat. It's not clear if that person may have been taken into custody, if they were shot, or if they shot themselves. That's information we'll be getting from investigators as soon as they're ready to release it. I just talked to a woman who witnessed some of this. She said she saw a teenager run from the home screaming to call 911, that a family member was shooting everyone. And that woman says she called 911 herself. You can see that there's a very active police scene that's been here for several hours. And
imagine being the daughter. I've heard it's his daughter. I've heard it's a stepdaughter. Either way, imagine being this girl running down the street screaming, he's killing everyone. He's shooting everyone. Imagine being her. Imagine being her. She's a very, very brave girl. Very brave.
neighbors are absolutely stunned.
I'm shocked, to be honest with you. We moved here 6 years ago, and the place is great, and you know, New Richmond's coming up, and you just hate to see anything like this anywhere.
And any hour, we're expecting a briefing from investigators here, likely Sheriff Leahy, who will be leading that in that briefing. The sheriff of Clermont County here, we spoke with him very briefly. I could tell he was emotional and shaken up by what he and his investigators have seen unfold today. You can see it on many of their faces. This is not something that any of them get into this profession to see, to investigate. Unfortunately, sometimes they have to encounter these kinds of extremely awful scenes involving kids, and that's what happened here today. So as soon as we know when that briefing is going to happen, of course, we will let you know and bring it to you live. Reporting live in Monroe Township, Jatera McGee, WLWT.
Okay, he is in custody. There is body cam that's already been released. He has confessed. And this is still very new, so there are news reports that are contradictory. But he said in court, this was his stepdaughter. Look, this girl is a hero. For her, at her age, to take off running, screaming for help, getting the authorities. This is horrible. Before we get to the rest of it, we have new names in here. We have some new faces. This is a new case. You guys stick around because we have a show every day. A lot of times on Saturday and Sundays we don't, but Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock Central, come back and see us. Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Slim made it in. Slim made it in. Good. All right. So if you look on the screen, that's the picture of the three boys. 3, 4, and 7. The mom got shot in the hand. If I was her, well, I say it's hard to say what anybody would do, but I'd have killed him. I'd have killed him. There's going to be a lot more that comes out about this. I'm not shaming her in any way. But I look at these 3 little baby boys and it makes me sick. Hello, Tiffany. Let's look at this.
County boys. Investigators say their father has admitted to shooting and killing all 3 in cold blood. Their ages are 7, 4, and 3. We do have team coverage for you on this tragic situation. We start with WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey, who is in New Richmond, where a community event is being held for the 3 children who lost their lives. Sean?
Yeah, Tanya, Pastor Robert Wooten just opened the doors here at Connection Point Church in New Richmond for anybody and everybody impacted by this unspeakable tragedy. He says when 3 little boys are senselessly gunned down, people need to be there for one another. Pastor Wooten says that this is a very loose event. There's no real plan or agenda to go by. It's just an open space for people to be together, talk through their grief, pray, whatever you need to help process what few can grapple with, the death of children. His team is right here, right now, to help guide that process. Wooten says whether you knew this family or not, if you're hurting, you are welcome here tonight.
You know, in a small community, everybody feels the pain. Everybody feels the struggle. Everybody feels the emotion. And I think the last night before I went to bed, I told my wife, I said, we got to do something. And it just brought me to the point where we can't just sit by idly and just, we have to act and do something.
Now, Connection Point Church here in New Richmond along Columbia Street will be open tonight as long as is necessary. So if you feel the need to be around others that can help you out, you are welcome to come on down. In New Richmond, I'm Sean Delancey, WCPO 9 News.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. Folks, this is Chad Doerman, the boy's father. He was arrested without incident yesterday. We got body camera video just hours ago showing the moment he was taken into custody. I want you to watch it.
Stand up now! Stand up! Stand up!
EMS is safe and air care is going to go ahead and fly whenever any units can arrive.
Get your hands out here.
Woo! They weren't playing with him. They weren't playing with him. Yeah, these people that keep making excuses. Oh, it's the drugs. It's the guns. Oh, mental illness is real. Let me tell you what. This is much bigger than that. Much bigger. Gotta be kidding me. Look how pissed they are. Shut up, dude. Shut up, dude. That's only part of the body cam. We're going to watch the whole thing. So it's about 12 minutes long. I do have to stop it for commentary, if you know what I mean. Fair use. Fair use. They were executed. They were lined out. This was planned for months. For months. This is not a psychotic episode. This is not a testosterone problem. This is not a gun. This is not a drug use. He planned it for months. Imagine getting this call. And like I said, the stepdaughter, the young lady that came running out screaming, he's killing everyone. He's shooting everyone. She is a hero.
Negative. Sounds like we're getting another call from someone in the area. Right.
Go ahead.
Getting a call now from Misty advising that her grandfather told her that a female said that her grandfather was killing everyone in the house and that the female went to the fire station. Right.
ahead.
There's a male actively shooting at the firehouse. Station's on 99. Come diverting your mask.
6-3, how many houses down from the firehouse is this?
You're clear.
Supervisors are aware of this. Yes, sir, you copy.
63, what's your ETA?
About 5-6 out. Strong Liddell, Nicholasville.
Some of the fire stations that advised to get inside. Just so everyone's aware, somewhere in the mix there's a 16-year-old female that ran from the original house and was going to the firehouse for help. Not sure where she's at now.
63, you're clear. Do we have a description on the male shooting?
Negative. This was called out that the shooting was occurred by the fire station. They all are back inside of the firehouse.
She is so brave. Now, I'm not playing any sort of tick for tat game, but we have a couple of cases where there's been some arguments about, well, they're so young, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And then we have a case like this where she hauls ass to get help. We had another case a few weeks ago where a girl got her mother off her own sibling, rescued the sibling, and took off to go get help. These kids know what to do. This is too much. Unseen said, I hate all of these child crimes. Yes. This girl is a hero.
Traffic, your digital.
Get the fire.
Video is still digital, but the fire department is who told us that shots were fired. Male shooting the male light green shirt, blue jeans on the front porch of 1965 Laurel.
Talk to round 1. 63, 72, do you have traffic? Negative.
Three children have been shot, not breathing. Additional call sounds like the shooter is the father of the children. Rural Lindale. Sounds like the male's still on the porch. There are multiple children in the yard. Non-breathers. 29, you're clear. Mile and a half out. I'm putting aircraft standby.
6-3, information on self-employment. It's past Mount Holly School.
I can't copy.
We're getting ready to be 37 here in sight. Just give us 99.
Let's just do it now. They sent exclusive back channel. Top 1. That went to the firehouse is advising them that the male shot the entire family. 137. You're clear.
Where's he at?
Shooter's on the porch.
Get him right here. Right here. You got him on the porch.
We've asked. That's the last place we've been told.
You
that
show me your hands now! Stand up and walk towards us! Stand up now!
I have to hand it to these officers. This is not something that they do every day, okay? This is not Southside Chicago. This is not LA. This is not New York City. Hats off to them. And they were on it.
Walk towards us! Stand up with your hands up!
We got a visual in the mail. Not showing his hands, not following commands.
Stand up now!
Not showing hands or following commands. His name is Chad Doerman. Chad Doerman.
I've watched this several times. Does anyone think that he possibly wanted to go out death by cop? Do you think that maybe he was sitting there like a dumbass hoping they would shoot him? I don't know.
I know, but we can't.
If people need first aid and he's not complying, and you know he's a shooter, shoot him.
We gotta find cover first. We ain't no good if we ain't safe ourselves.
Okay. This part makes me choke up. When the cops say, the officers say, we got to be safe ourselves. Can't do anything about him if he kills them.
Hey, no. We need to come from this side where we can see them. Don't take cover behind her. We see them. We're going to approach from this side. We got cover. Right here.
6 covered, 29 and 63 attack got.
Show us your fucking hands now! Stand up! Stand up!
Show us your effing hands now. Stand up. Get off your bony ass. Get up, you coward. You executed 3 little boys. You planned it for months. Show us your effing hands.
Stand up! Stand up now! Stand up! Stand the fuck up!
Go ahead and fly whenever any units can advise.
Get your hands out of here. 72. Cover 21. It's in the air.
Those guys can confirm that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter. He's not complying. They need to take care of the
I got it.
victims. They have to shoot him and shoot out.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm completely sober. Never did drugs a day in my life. 21. Get the EMS over here. Well, I did drugs when I was little, but I don't do drugs now.
Okay. The black on the screen, they're covering up where the children are. He was sitting there looking at his handiwork. Gino said, so did he suddenly go nuts? He planned this for months.
I'm sober. I'm not trying to fight you. 63. Get your butt inside. Gatlin, get your butt inside. We on primary? Now.
29, we got 3 kids down.
3 kids down, 16 down.
Gatlin. 63, we're 21. Have EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
Robert 34, just started mass casualty response.
63, do you want them to respond to the Laurel Lindale address? Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard.
So he's yelling at another officer to get inside, I'm assuming with the mom, who's screaming and screaming. She said, he took my life from me. He took my life from me. Listen to her again. Again, this is very triggering, everyone.
Those guys can confirm that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter. He's not complying. They need to take care of the
I got it.
victims. They have to shoot him and shoot out.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm completely sober. Never did drugs a day in my life. 21. Get the EMS over here. Well, I did drugs when I was little, but I don't do drugs now. I'm sober. I'm not trying to fight you. 63. Get your butt inside. Gatlin, get your butt inside.
63, get your butt inside. They're trying to get her away. They're trying to get her away. This is not anything anyone would have to see. Those police would have been handling 2 murders if I was there, because he'd have been a dead sack of shit. He'd have been dead.
We on primary?
Now. 29, we got 3 kids down.
3 kids down, 16 down.
Gatlin. 63, we're 21. Have EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
Robert 34, just started mass casualty response.
63, do you want them to respond to the Laurel Lindale address? Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard. What are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty copy all this.
Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got anything on you? No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it. I ain't mad. I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. All right. He won't bite you. What's going on, man? Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable. I'm gonna get you.
How is he acting so damn normal? I'm not mad. Listen to him. I'm not mad or anything. Because they're like, what's going on? I'm not going to hurt you. Watch his demeanor.
What are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty copy all this.
Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got anything on you? No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it. I ain't mad. I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. All right. He won't bite you.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna get you here in a second.
I ain't running away. You can do whatever you want.
Here. You the only one else inside the house?
What?
You the only one else inside the house?
Yeah.
Sit down right here.
My daughter, she ran over to the fire department.
Sit down.
It's my stepdaughter.
Put him in the cage.
This is Will.
Okay. They cut it off right there. Wow. Wow. I'm not mad. Listen to him. I'm not mad. My stepdaughter, she went down to the fire department. That's what he said. So he knows what's going on. And he's just sitting there, waiting on the police. Waiting on the police. He had blood on the back of his shirt, which I believe, just from what I'm putting together, is from the wife trying to stop him, and then he shoots her in the hand. Let's get to trial yesterday, and then we're going to get to the rest of the body cam. Actually, let's take a breather real quick. Tell everybody hello, because we have more people piling in. I see some new names. I see familiar faces. Welcome, welcome, everybody. This is a really tough case to get through. All right, so this is Chad in court yesterday. Watch his demeanor. Watch how he acts. Look at how he's restrained as well. This isn't normal. We don't always see this.
State of Officer Chad Doerman, 2023 CRA 1975. This matter is before the court today for purposes of bond hearing. Mr. Kellam, you were here on behalf of Mr. Doerman. Mr. DeCalvi, Mr. Gadd.
A bond of $75,000 for order conditions will be imposed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeCalvi.
Judge, at this point, I'm going to let Mr. Gast handle the bond.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning. Judge, we've got law enforcement with us here today. Our office has been involved. Lots of people in my office have been involved with law enforcement throughout yesterday, afternoon, evening, all the way through this morning. And the facts I have for you at this point are as follows. The trauma that this man has inflicted on his family, the community, law enforcement, first responders, and all of the rest of us who have any idea what's going on here is unspeakable. There's been a full admission in this case, Judge. The case is still new. We're still discovering facts. Incomprehensible cruelty. The father that stands before you lined up his 3 young boys, and he executed them in his own home with a rifle. They were ages 3, 4, and 7, Judge. In an act of desperation to save her children, the mother at some point grabbed the gun. The father was able to flee into a field near home. And again, we know from his admission, father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses. The mother was shot through the hand in her attempt to protect her children. To just begin to imagine their fear. This was the man that Every day they woke up looking to her for protection, love.
Their daddy. Their daddy. My understanding is this was a big FU to his wife. She was trying to protect her kids.
Guidance in all things. Man, they trust more than any other person on earth. Person they rely upon to keep them safe from harm. He was their world. He was their guardian. And he executed them in cold blood. We know that from his admission. One of the most monstrous, craven, cowardly acts that will ever be our misfortune to see. To make things even more disturbing, Judge, this was no haphazard act. Again, by his own admission, he planned the act on a whim. He's confessed to what I believe is the worst crime, at least I hope, that I'll see in my lifetime. I hope it's the worst fact pattern that ever comes before this court. Judge, it's important for the court to know, and Monroe Township Fire and EMS and other first responders bravely respond to the scene where they don't know what's going on. They did not know what they're facing, and they come into a scene that no one can ever be prepared for. No law enforcement training, no training of any kind prepares you for this. It's easy to forget that these are men and women with families, children, feelings, emotions. They're not some automaton performing a delegated function. They're people. 10-year-old children. They held these boys in their arms, knowing there was nothing they could do to save them. How long do those scars last? What day do you wake up?
I am so glad this prosecutor said what he said. So when our officers respond to a call like this, they are fathers, they are mothers as well. So you're holding these 3 little boys. Like he said, those are scars that are never going to go away.
Up from that, and did he have access to a weapon? Yes, obviously he did. The weight of the evidence against the defendant at this point, Judge, we stand here with a full admission of the defendant. That also goes to the confirmation of the defendant's identity, and witnesses on scene did see at least part of what happened. Next, the court is to consider the likelihood this person would return to court if a bond were issued. Again, this is the most heinous crime with the most severe penalty under the law that we presented to the grand jury. That alone would be a major factor in discouraging a person from availing themselves to this court or any other. And the thought to flee and the likelihood of flight is great in the state's opinion. The danger he poses to the community is a factor that this court can consider, and I think with the facts in front of you, Judge, we can't name a person that poses a greater threat to the community. As his prior record goes, Judge, it is fairly minimal. He was charged with domestic violence in 2010. He is not, to my knowledge, on probation community control. Judge, the facts of this case are hopefully like no other we will ever see. When this case gets indicted in the Court of Common Pleas, I am certain that a no bond hearing will be held, and I would hope that would be granted. But at this point, this juncture, we're going to ask this court to issue a bond we've never asked for before. I'm going to ask for a bond of $20 million. I hope I never need to request such a bond again.
Thank you. Date for preliminary hearing?
Date for the preliminary hearing, Judge, is 6/26.
Objection.
The preliminary hearing will be set for June 26th at 1 p.m. At this point in time, bond's going to be set in the amount of $20 million cash or surety. Anything else at this time, Mr. Gast?
No, Judge.
Mr. Cal? Mr. Cal, anything further?
Nothing at this time.
All right, thank you.
All rise. Court.
20 million. No one's going to get his ass out. Doesn't matter. That prosecutor is wonderful. I have to put this in my Google Calendar, June 26th. June 26th. Let's look at this news clip real quick. And then we're going to look at some more body cam.
Heartbreaking new details just into our newsroom after the man accused of killing his 3 young sons and shooting his wife appears before a judge. WCPO 9 News reporter Valerie Lyons joins us live from the Clermont County Courthouse with what happened. Valerie, really tough to hear.
Yeah, Kristen, it's even difficult for me to repeat. You see, Clermont County prosecutors are calling this the most heinous crime on their books. They say Chad Doerman gave a full confession.
He said, she made me do it. He said, she made me do it. I can go back to it. She made me do it. No, no one made you do it. He planned it.
Confession, admitting he didn't just shoot his sons on a whim. No, this was something he planned for months. And they laid out more grisly details for us in court this morning. They say the 32-year-old father lined up his 3 sons ready to shoot. At one point, one of the boys was able to run into a nearby field, but they say Doerman ran after him, dragged him back, and shot all 3 execution style with a rifle. Now, those boys were just 3, 4, and 7. It happened around 4 yesterday afternoon. First responders found them lying in the grass. Despite every effort, the Clermont County Sheriff's Office says they were not able to save them. Mark Tacolvi says he's been a prosecutor for 35 years, but this is a case he'll never forget.
I can only imagine that the terror that these little boys felt and experienced as their father, the protector, was murdering them. Unfortunately, the mother saw this. You can imagine that the immense trauma and terror that she experienced, and we will do our utmost within my office to see that this defendant never sees the light of day again.
After the shooting, deputies say they found Doerman sitting outside the home and took him into custody. Now, we're told the mother tried to grab Doerman's gun, but was shot in the hand. She was taken to the hospital where the sheriff later broke the news that her sons were dead. Now, today, the prosecution made a request they say they've never made before. They asked the judge to set Doerman's bond at $20 million. Now, I asked lead prosecutor Mark Tacolvi why. He looked at me and he said just 3 words: 3 dead boys. Now, live outside the Clermont County Municipal Court building, Valerie Lyons, WCPO 9 News.
Horrible. Ohio has a death penalty. I don't really know how often they use it. I know there's some stuff going around. Alibi said something about executions have been on hold since 2018 in Ohio. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I know in Oklahoma, they're definitely getting caught up because, I mean, they've been killing 1 a month. Nothing makes McAllister, Oklahoma happier than a good old death day. All right, let's look through some more body cam. It's disturbing, to say the least. This is from a different angle. This is from Law and Crime.
Shooter's on the porch.
Get him right here. You got him on the porch.
We've asked, that's the last place we've been told.
You
that
show
he's
me your
on
hands now! Stand up and
Stand up and walk towards us!
Stand up now!
Walk towards us! Stand up with your hands up!
We got a visual in the veil. Not showing his hands, not following commands.
Stand up now!
not showing hands for following commands. His name is Chad Chad Doerman. Chad Doerman.
I know, but we can't.
If people need first aid and he's not complying, and you know he's a shooter, shoot him.
We gotta find cover first. We ain't no good if we ain't safe ourselves. Hey, no. We need to come from this side where we can see him. Don't take cover behind her. We see him. We're going to approach from this side. We got cover. Right here.
6 covered, 29 and 63 attack that.
Show us your fucking hands now. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up now. Stand up. Stand the fuck up.
EMS to stage and air clear to go ahead and fly whenever any units can advise.
Get your hands out of here. Cover 21. It's in there.
Those guys can confirm that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter. He's not complying. They need to take care of the
I got it.
victims. They have to shoot him and shoot him.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm completely sober. Never did drugs a day in my life. 21. Get the EMS over here. Well, I did drugs when I was little, but I don't do drugs now. I'm sober. I'm not trying to fight you. 63. Get your butt inside. Gatlin, get your butt inside. We on primary? Now.
29, we got 3 kids down.
3 kids down, 16 down.
Gatlin. 63, we're 21. Have EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
Robert 34, just started mass cast, do respond.
63, do you want them to respond to the Laurel Lindale address? Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard. What are you doing, man?
Hey, are you copying all this?
Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got anything on you? No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it. I ain't mad. I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. All right. He won't bite you. What's going on, man? Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable. I'm gonna get you here in a second. I ain't running away. You can do whatever you want. Here. You the only one else inside the house? What? You the only one else inside the house? Yeah. Sit down right here. My daughter, she ran over to the fire department. Sit down. It's my stepdaughter. Put him in the cage. Listen, look. Listen, look.
They're all being advised they've requested 2 additional medics. There's also air clear flying, but they need.
I'm so glad they have this body cam because wimps like him, let me put my email in here, cll72020@gmail.com. We have a lot of great creators in here today. We have Liplock No More is in here. RJ's in here. Jewels of All Trade True Crime is in here. Check out their channels. Much love and respect to all the hard work you guys do. I'm just so glad for the transparency because wimps like this are going to say, oh, the police battered me. I got beat up on the way to the car.
I'll be the medic copy. Yes.
Can you get the wallet out of my back pocket? Shut up, dude.
21.
Yeah, the right to main side was fucking easy. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm on the box right now. I'm almost there. Yeah, 9 West, Jeep, and Cat.
Look at that blood on him. Shut up, dude. Shut up, dude. Show us your effing hands. He's in court, crying like a little bitch. Says, she made me do it. No, no one made you do anything. That's a lie.
Hold on. The firehouse is advising them that the male shot the entire family.
29-37.
You're clear.
Here.
Shooter's on the board.
Get him right here. Down on the floor.
We've asked, that's the last place we've been told.
You show me your hands now! Stand up and walk to me!
Walk towards us!
Stand up now!
Walk towards us! Stand up with your hands up!
29, we got a visual on the male. Not showing his hands, not following commands. Stand up now!
Not showing hands or following commands.
We gotta go.
His name is Chad Doerman. Chad Doerman.
These kids are in the front. We gotta go.
I know, but
If people need first aid and he's not complying, he's a shooter.
you gotta find cover first.
I'm
It
trying.
ain't good if we ain't safe ourselves. Okay. We need to come from this side where we can see. Take cover. We see him. We're going to approach from this side. We got close. Right here.
6 covered.
We gotta go.
29 and 63 to check up.
I got work here right now. Show me your hands now! Stand up!
Stand up!
Moving. Hold.
Stand up!
Stand up now! Stand up! Stand up!
EMS is staged and air carrier is going to go ahead and fly whenever any units can advise.
Get your hands out here.
72. 21. It's in the air.
Just to confirm that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter. He's not complying. They need to take care of the victim. They have to shoot him.
Horrible. Horrible. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming in here, going through this with me. Thank you, Court K, for telling me about it. Thank you for your amazing comments and getting through a very, very tough show. He executed them. He executed 3 little boys. This is horrible. This is horrible. We're going to continue to follow this case because I want to see exactly how this is going to shake out. Is he going to claim mental illness? Is he going to get the death penalty? I want to know why there's no charges for shooting his wife. That could be coming later. I don't know. But I know you guys are the absolute best. Best chat, best community on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Gonna be back tomorrow for a members live for Father's Day. Now that one we're going to keep light. We're going to keep funny. But this This monster, this demon, this piece of evil, he's going to have to go down. Because whatever issue he was having with his wife, you don't take out your 3 little baby boys for that. Ridiculous. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock Central for Father's Day.